So when someone with a lot of influence fucks up, it's kind of a big deal. Sargon has been no exception to this. Recently releasing a picture of a chick along with her place and worker location has caused quite a stir. There's been a lot of debate on whether or not what Sargon did was actually doxing, and a lot of debate on whether or not we should all hate him for it. These aren't really arguments I'm that interested in, to be honest. But, for clarity on the record, yes, I do think it was doxing. But considering when I saw the tweet, I too had no thought of people actually going to harass this chick. I only saw some chick wearing a feminist t-shirt in some shop in some city. Because I visit that city myself quite often as well, I understood just how huge it is. And for all I knew, there could have been hundreds of this brand's stores throughout the city. I briefly lolled at the feminist t-shirt, thinking about how much shit she was going to get in from customers for wearing it, and then went about my day. This is what I imagine Sargon did. So yeah, it was doxing, I see that now, and yes, it was wrong. Sargon also seems to agree with this since he's apologised sincerely since. Problem solved, right? But what I want to discuss is a video from DemotivatorOpinion called I Only Care About Doxing When AIU Does It. So Tim mate, do your thing mate.
Greetings. Instead of filming a video in my car, I thought I'd drive around, find a nice spot. There's a lovely park here.
It's a beautiful park, mate. Really beautiful. Congratulations on finding it.
A few years ago, a year and a half ago, a community built up around anti-doxing. And specifically, it was about Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, or AIU's doxing. The fact that he talked to this guy called Atheist-Emu about doxing people.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not illegal at all. There's nothing wrong with, if the information's there, you can Google it all you fucking like.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I love how mad they get. No. And anonymity. It's about anonymity. Why do you have to know my name? My argument should stand on its own, sir. I should remain behind my mask, hidden and safe. Okay, yeah, do that. The second you cross me, the second you have an ill word, the second you hit the dislike button, I will find your name with my new MIT Harvard hacking genius friend, and I will reveal it to the world.
Well, that's an extremely cunty thing to say. We're in agreement so far.
Going around making all kinds of threats. I'll find out your private information and publish it to everybody, and people couldn't stand this. They thought it was a terrible thing. So this community built up around anti-doxing, and lots of people came into this community.
Okay, well, I wasn't on YouTube around the AIU doxing, so the only information I'm going off is the information you've given in this video. I do believe that you haven't taken anything out of context, but just as a disclaimer, if anyone knows anything that might justify AIU a little bit, I'm happy to hear it. But here's what I've got so far. AIU threatened to dox the names of those who disliked his video, in other words, people who disagreed with him. He did this repeatedly. He thought it was funny to joke about his dox victims with such witty lines as, "Can't wait for your future employer to see this." In other words, he was enjoying the fact that he was going to destroy someone's potential employability and therefore their ability to pay bills. Everyone thought that this was fucked up and spoke out about it. Sounds absolutely perfectly reasonable to me. Now you go into a lot of detail in the story here. If you don't mind, I'll skip them because my video editor gets shitty with me when I do videos over 10 minutes because it's fucking garbage.
I'm gonna go to the gym, nerd. Yeah, I'm so cool. Fuck that guy. He's a piece of shit. And yeah, he did a whole bunch of doxing. And he coordinated with doxers trying to intimidate people into silence. But recently, we've had this little event where Sargon went to a shop and he took a photo of a girl who was wearing a shirt that said feminist and then just put it onto his timeline and said, this is the shop where this girl works. And a lot of us in the social justice crowd were like, what the fuck? You've doxed this girl because you've shown her work location, and now anybody amongst your fan base can just go there and harass her.
Yeah, I did feel pretty stupid when I didn't realise that myself, to be honest. But like I said, I just saw it, lolled, and went about my day.
And it was a horrible thing. And then Sargon made an apology and actually accredited him a little bit in the comment section. I was like, oh, okay, actually, you've made an apology, so that is something. You've said people leave her alone, but you've got to follow on from this and say that this is a wrong thing to do in the community and people should not do this kind of thing. And
do you not think you're being a bit unreasonable for saying, I'm still not happy because Sargon hasn't denounced doxing, he only apologised for his own actions? You still have a problem with him because he didn't add in a reminder that doxing is wrong. Tim, Sargon is only responsible for his own actions, not of any future doxers. Just because you want to push a virtue signalling mission doesn't mean Sargon has to as well. Besides, Sargon's apology is going to help with that anyway. If he had tried to carry on like nothing had ever happened and nothing was wrong, then yes, that might set the precedent that doxing is okay. The fact that Sargon, as big as he is, has turned around, put his hands up and said, I was wrong here, that sets a precedent. That's the important thing here. Nothing else needs to be done, Tim.
I honestly think Sargon did it because he's an idiot, and he's a very dumb person, so he does stupid things. And that's shown by the fact he's like, I didn't think.
I didn't expect people to find who this girl was and then call her names on the internet. That's awful. And the thing is, that's my fault because I didn't think hard enough about what I'd done. And so now I would like everyone to understand, I really don't want you to victimize people. I really don't want you to go after them. It's not like a secret message. It's not a secret code. I literally don't want you to contact them. Literally don't do it.
It's an obvious side effect. You take a photo of someone with their face at their place of work to all your fans. So how did you not think about that? So Uzalu, along with Josh Banko, was the head of this anti-doxing AIU community. And I made a comment on Charming Man's video on Twitter, and he suddenly comes in and he starts saying, well, you know, that information was already public, so that's not really doxing.
Okay. Again, to be clear, I'm more Charming Man than a Zulu here. It was doxing in my opinion, but I don't think it really matters. I'll explain why in a sec. Let's just refresh ourselves with the Sargon issue for now, right? So, he accidentally doxed someone. It was stupid. He sincerely apologised, and he told his fans please don't harass them. That's it.
I'm like, well, he said where to find her. Well, yeah, but anybody could take a photo of that person at their store. Yeah, but he took a photo of her at her work and then put it on Twitter where thousands of people could see it. You don't see a problem with that? Well, technically, that's not doxing. And he sounds exactly like AIU. It's exactly like the people that he's been criticizing all this time. Like, let's pass it out, let's think of the details, let's blah, blah, blah. But when I say, like, Christy had a private conversation on Facebook, and I have no idea about whether that information actually went anywhere, irrefutable truth. She's the mastermind behind something. She doxed somebody.
No, Tim, no, please, 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 no more. No more about Baron versus Christie, please. I can't take any more. He always said he couldn't prove it legally. He always said he couldn't prove it legally. Okay, I've taken a minute. I'm ready to continue.
So it's literally just a sides thing, and this has shown me the anti-AIU doxing community was bullshit, because a lot of them didn't care at all about the whole doxing thing. So long as somebody they like is doxing, they'll find any excuse and start passing out what the fuck is the definition of doxing, and they're being really careful. The moment AIU did anything, everyone flipped the fuck out, and then Naked Ape going on as like mighty rants about doxing. It's just because it's AIU, because they hate AIU. They don't actually care about the fucking subject.
So here I think we have Tim's main argument, right? Basically he's saying that the AIU doxing community was full of hypocrites because they all demonstrated certain principles then, but now it's Sargon, they won't say fuck him as well. Therefore, hypocritical wankers. I now present to you my opinion on it. Here are the two situations side by side. Now, there are obvious differences, Tim. Sargon hasn't repeatedly threatened people about doxing. He didn't laugh at the chick and tell her he couldn't wait for her to lose her job. He didn't do it intentionally, in my opinion, granted, and has since sincerely apologised. This isn't the same as AIU. And this is why he said no apology will ever be good enough for SJWs, because despite this, you still expect everyone to rally against him. Surely the purpose of any rally would be to get him to admit that he's wrong and apologise for what he did. This is what he's done, Tim. What use is there going on about it? If he does it again, people won't be so tolerant. but I don't think he will. Tim's argument is also that YouTubers aren't recognising that it's doxing, and he has a problem with that. I disagree with him myself, but does it really matter? There was a problem. Sargon responded to it, he apologised for it, let's move on. The sooner we all move on from it and forget about it, the sooner this chick can go back to having her normal life without being threatened or harassed online. That's all I really have to say, although I would like to address one comment made by Kane's Lair. Maybe you're right, Kane. I wouldn't know myself. I'd like to know how you found out. But no one is typically aware of a mistake until one is made. Maybe when he found out the police would be involved, he thought, holy fuck, this isn't just SJWs moaning. I might have actually really fucked up here. It could still have been for genuine reasons. But you hate him, don't you? So there's no chance that he could ever have good intentions from an apology. It's all got to be about the money, you little conspiracy theorist, you. Anyway, I'll leave you with something Tim says right at the end because I totally agree with it. Hopefully we can all move on soon because he's apologised. Battle won. Move on. Nothing more can reasonably be done.
I can't stand this sides-based thinking. You know, you start making excuses for something the moment somebody you like is doing it. Well, no, what Sargon did was doxing, and it was wrong. Sargon made an apology, and he took responsibility for it, and he said, that was my fault. And he said, don't contact that person, and don't fuck with them. And so hopefully that's a learning experience for Sargon, and he can grow from that. And I didn't really expect that apology from him.